It was really interesting with the team talk before the game. We just spoke about the history of Southampton and just their academy and the way they brought players through. What a great lesson for these boys to go up against that. And just in these early stages, we're looking at just trying to just develop our identity and just getting the players on the ball and doing the right things, and just preparing good habits for us really.
The hospitality here has been fantastic, and the game was played in the right manner, so it really was a great experience for our boys. This is their third game now over here, and all of them have been really good, so we've enjoyed it.
We just said play together, don't just try and dribble, because if we be one, well, nobody can really beat us.
It's not just mature players physically, there's more than that. They're good technically, they understand the game. Our players wouldn't at this age play on a full-size pitch, so that was a new experience for them, which was great, and we probably don't play against many teams as physical as that. So those experiences are fantastic. I suppose the challenge for the Union boys is to find difficult games, I'd imagine, because they really did play well today, so it was good for our boys to see that.
It was really important going into the season because we know we can prove that we're a good enough team to play with really anybody.
I just hope that they see that they can see players of the same age group from Europe, and just to realise that we're close. When we look at the American player, people always say athleticism, the physicality. These boys can play. Technically we're good. Yeah, we're producing the right things and we're doing the right things. So the future's bright, certainly for the Union.
It's like anything, when you do things constantly in your own environment, you start to get within the comfort zone. When we step out and we play against bigger, some older players, it is out the comfort zone. And our boys need that experience, the same as the Philadelphia boys will. They're going to need those challenges ultimately. That's where you learn the most, when you step out of that comfort zone a little bit.
We don't underestimate anybody or overestimate anybody, and that we're just as good as anybody else out there.
My name is Dory Bryson. I am a member of the Voorhees Soccer Association Board of Directors. I have been a trainer for the club for the last 11 years. I have been a member of the board for the last 5 years. In addition, I have two sons who play for the club, Jacob, who's 14, and Jonah, who's 10, and my husband, Scott, is a trainer for the club as well. Well, I grew up as a soccer player, and I played for VSA for my youth career, and after an injury in college brought me home early, I started volunteering as a coach. My boys grew up on the soccer field just like I did, watching Mom play, going to tournaments with me, and when we signed them up for rec as tots, they just fell in love with it. Yeah, the boys have really had an opportunity to grow their love of the sport independently from what we do as trainers. We don't pressure them to be soccer players. We don't pressure them to train outside of practices unless they want to. Inside of our club, we have a lot of people who work with our kids off the field as much as they do on the field. And being one of those people is something that keeps me motivated. When you spend so much time with these kids, you feel connected to them, and they feel, they begin to look at you as more than just a coach. It's been hard, but worth it. Being a player and transitioning from, your youth dream of being a professional into, adulthood where that's not a reality is difficult. But thankfully, I found a new dream in coaching and developing our youth and working for the club. To be able to do it and call it work and see, the benefit that these kids get from all our volunteer hours is it's incredible. My soccer journey has been hard, but very rewarding.
AAA is proud to support parents of all young athletes on their journey. Start your journey at AAA.com.
Hi, I'm Billy Hodges with the Sons of Benjamin West. I'm one of the co-founders of the Sons of Benjamin West, and we're the fan supporters group that was born from the Swarthmore Soccer Club.
And I'm Tim Carney. I'm also one of the co-founders of the SOBWs, as we call them. We sit at this end of the stadium, and we have sort of family-friendly cheers.
The motivation for me is that the union became an opportunity for me to express how my fan personality, I guess. It's the most convenient local way for me to be a part of a home team situation.
We are also members of the SOB, so we kind of go both sides of the table here. And it's not only the union, we also support Swarthmore College soccer, Strathaven High School soccer, obviously the Swarthmore Recreation Association, their soccer teams.
For me, the first thing was to rediscover soccer after a long hiatus. Through college and after college, I played Ultimate Frisbee and I rediscovered soccer. And then our kids got old enough to play soccer, and so we started volunteering when they were as young as 3 and 4 years old. And about that same time, the union came on the scene, and Tim convinced me out of the gate that we really ought to be founding ticket holders. So we got our season tickets together, and it became very clear that just the 4 of us were not enough to cheer and represent Swarthmore in the end of the stadium.
You know, the thing is, we live 15 minutes from here, so this is a natural for us. We do tailgates that sometimes we get 200 or 300 people at some of the tailgates when they're big. Our kids in the town have been player escorts 2 or 3 times a season, it seems like.
Yeah, growing up for me, soccer was really just a recreational option at the boys' club, and we grew, through that and enjoyed playing. It wasn't until much later that I discovered that I could channel all of my fan energy into something that was A, so close to home, and B, so exciting to watch.
AAA is proud to support parents of all young athletes on their journey. Start your journey at AAA.com.
So FC Brandywine is under the BYC umbrella, Brandywine Youth Club. We have a total of about 28 travel teams, and we have about 600 kids in our intramural program. I started working with Garnet Valley Soccer Club at the time. I was just a paid coach for one of their teams, and then I went in to become the technical director for FC Brandywine when it formed. So as a technical director, I oversee pretty much everything. From the travel teams, tryouts, to the teams being put together, to who should coach the teams, to what tournaments the teams should go to. What got me started in football, I would say, was my grandfather. He was a main part of my life when I was younger. He was the guy that drove me to all the games and all the matches and all the training sessions from a young age of 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to when I was still playing at 18 years old. It's kind of every boy's dream back home to be a professional football player. And then if you can't do that, how can you stay involved in the game? And I've managed to do it. I did have to move countries to do it, but I've managed to stay in it and create a living for myself and my family. I think one of the great things that I do enjoy is being able to give the passion over to the players. I think it's fabulous now that we have the Philadelphia Union. Before, when I was coaching, for them to watch the game or to go to games, it was very hard. Since the union's been around, FC Brandywine is a player development partner. We're a club member, so we have club nights here where we bring all the players down. They get to go on the field and play it, and they love that. One of the big things that I missed from back home was going to games. Being in the stands, watching the game live. And we just couldn't do that over here. There was no real games to go to. So when the union came, I was excited. So I am a AAA member. One of the best times that I think they did come to help me was I got out the car to go onto a soccer training session, and I locked my keys in my car. After I came off the field, I realised that they were in the car, so I had to call my wife, who then managed to call AAA, who they then sent somebody out to break into my car so that I could then get home.
AAA is proud to support parents of all young athletes on their journey. Start your journey at AAA.com.